Welcome, welcome, welcome to Amazon Prime Days Arthur Spotlight. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Listen Linda, aka Dr. Jacqueline Cox, Amazon Prime influencer, Mrs. Illinois USA Ambassador 2025, publisher, and best-selling author. Now, today marks the kickoff of Amazon Prime Days, and we're celebrating books, authors, and powerful stories that deserve to be heard. Now, joining us today is my girl, Trish Lacy, author of Erased in My Home, which you can see here, a memoir that explores emotional abuse, healing, motherhood, identity, and the journey of reclaiming your voice after silence. Whether you're joining us from the United States, the United Kingdom, or anywhere else around the world, thank you for being here. Now, let's dive into this powerful conversation.
All right.
First of all, I want you to introduce yourself, maybe 30, 45 seconds, and then we'll get started on the questions, okay?
All right. Well, hey, everybody. My name is Trish Lacy. I am an author, a HR professional, a mom, an entrepreneur. Wrote this book, Erased in My Home, really to tell about my journey of going through emotional and narcissistic abuse in my 15-year marriage and how I escaped in that situation.
All right, all right. So, for someone discovering your book for the first time today, what is the story behind the title, Erased in My Home?
It's a lot. That's a really good question. Erase is like the erasure of your identity, erased of your self-worth, your confidence. You don't know what you're worth. And so when you're in a toxic relationship, a lot of times you slowly start to chip away at those things that make you who you are. You forget things you like to do while you were in those relationships. You forget just your personality. It just erodes itself slowly. So instead of saying disappearing, because you're slowly disappearing to one day eventually you're just erased. It's gone, erased in my home.
Wow, that is a great answer. Now we have a question from Julie Day in the United Kingdom, as I like to call her, Julie Day from the UK. Okay,
Hey, Julie.
that's my girl. Hey, Julie. So Julie asks, what made you decide to write a memoir? Was there a specific moment when you knew your story needed to be shared with the world?
I like that question, Julie. Thank you for asking it.
Hmm.
So there was a moment, and I decided to write it too. There's two parts to that question. Is because I was married for 15 years, and to the world, people who knew me and my husband at the time, they
Not
thought we
husband, girl.
were husband.
Go ahead, girl. What was the girl? I gotta use that now. If y'all see it, it'll be for me. But if y'all see it, y'all gonna know I stole it from her. Okay, that was a good one, girl. My husband, girl. Go ahead, girl.
When we was married for 15 years, they thought we were perfect. Everywhere we went, it was almost like it's happy couple, life of the party, just all those things. But when we left and went home, we were living two completely different lives. Like I was downstairs, he was up. I was taking care of the family, doing all those things, and there was, like I said, emotional and narcissistic abuse going on in our home. And when I had to explain that, I didn't tell that to anyone in my family. A lot of my friends didn't know all the details of the situation. So when I left, it was a shock to everyone. I
Hmm.
had to go through therapy and all the things, right? So when people would ask me, why did you leave? It was almost like a lot of times people would be like, oh my God, I feel like that happened to me. I wasn't the only one.
Right.
Or I know someone that's going through that right now, or that's been through that before. So it was like I felt like because I was carrying so much of that weight alone, I didn't want anyone else to carry the weight alone. So I wrote a book about it to help them through it, to help them recover.
Wow.
And that
Wow. Wow.
moment that Julie's asking for was a moment for me where I was sitting in my car. You know how you're at work all day? You are looking towards the end of the day. You're wanting to go home because that's your safe place. You're tired. You want to go home.
Yes.
Thinking about going home used to give me anxiety.
Mm.
So I would sit in the car just one day in my driveway crying because I didn't want to
You
go
want
inside
to go
my house.
inside.
Mhm.
Mm.
Inside my house was my daughter, which I needed to go and be strong and supportive for her. But I had my husband, my stepdaughter, and her son all in my home. And it was just too much for me to bear. And there were signs, and there are times where I tried to accept and push through for her. However, your body knows, even if you
Hmm.
are in denial yourself, your body will
Yeah.
shake you to your core and say, hey, you feel sick, you feel nauseous, you have headaches, you're having anxiety.
Yeah.
Those are everything your body is telling you something is wrong
All
in your
right.
environment. You listen to your body.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. 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 Now, I want to touch more on that because you write about feeling invisible inside a life that looks successful from the outside.
Mhm.
Why do you think so many people suffer in silence while they appear perfectly fine to everybody else around them?
Well, who wants to be a failure at anything?
Right.
Who goes to school to get an F in school? You don't wake up and go to school to get an F. You want to go
Right.
and be an A student.
Hmm.
Who goes to work to be mediocre? Nobody, right? So
Hmm.
you want to be successful in your marriage. You want to be successful in your career. You want to be a successful wife, a successful mother. That's
Hmm.
why people go, they put on this facade that everything is okay. Like you can handle your life. I got this.
I got that.
But,
Hmm.
but you have to learn it's okay to say, I need help.
Yes. Or maybe this is not for me.
Exactly.
Or maybe we just don't mesh well and that's okay. Yeah,
Yes. Never
absolutely.
compromise yourself.
Mm.
What the most valuable lesson for me is.
Now, you I want to touch on something else too because one of the most powerful themes in your book is the difference between surviving and healing. Now,
Mhm.
you wrote, "Leaving didn't free me, healing did."
Mhm.
Can you tell the audience what that means?
Yes. Leaving, you just left the situation, but emotional scars last forever, whether they're
Mm.
visible or not. To me, those are
Yes.
some of the most painful scars are the invisible ones, but I did the work. So
Hmm.
healing is when I did the work with the therapist. I started journaling. I started seeing a life coach. I did all the things I needed to do, and I focused on loving me,
Mm.
figuring out who I was, what I
Come
liked to
on,
do,
girl.
all those things. And I learned to set boundaries, stop people pleasing so much. So, and that's something I'm still working on, but it's something that I worked on a lot. But I worked and healed on for me so that I wouldn't be constantly triggered by something I heard or something I saw. So I
Yes.
know where to draw the line now. And when you can heal, the possibilities for your life are endless. And I'm not saying it's not going to be hard,
Oh yeah.
but you can do it.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
do it. Yeah.
Yes. 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 I just love you. So I do. I look, and if we're going to refresh, okay, for the people who are just joining us, we are here with Listen Linda Amazon Prime Days. We are here with author Trish Lacy and her book. We're talking about Erased in Our Home. You can find it right here, if I'm not mistaken, or here on Amazon. I don't know which way it is, because I think my mirror is flipped. Or you can find it below or on the side of me on Amazon. Wherever you see it on Amazon, just click it and buy it, okay? Because this book is phenomenal, okay? I want to get back into the questions because I know you say your daughter plays, and she does, she plays such a major role in your story. How did motherhood influence your journey and some of the decisions you ultimately made?
So everything I do or everything I did at during that period of time specifically in the book was for her.
Yes, I noticed that.
I
Hmm.
made poor choices a lot of times and I made some good choices, but every decision and every choice I made was with her in mind.
Hmm.
So my decision to stay for so long was because I wanted her to live in a happy, what I thought was going to be a happy, healthy home. And I tried to stay there as long as I could. That was a poor choice because what she was watching was a really bad relationship, her mom being unhappy. She survived as well emotional abuse, and she wasn't watching me be a whole woman. She
Yeah.
was watching me be broken, is what she was
Hmm.
watching. So when I realized what I was showing her, what was being reflected, I made a decision to leave. So she had to see me at my lowest, and I had to show her the
Yeah.
strength and the courage it takes to rebuild, to get up off the floor and move one step at a time to rebuild my life. I had to show her that.
Yes. 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 Now I want to. get into, because you devote part of your book to the often overlooked experience of a stepmom. You better come on with it, because I am a stepmom of three, 26, 19, and 18.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
So, yes. Why was it important? Shout out to my stepkids. Oh, I got some bomb stepkids. Shout out to Deontay, Marjay, Paige. Love y'all. Okay. So, why was it important, though, for you to include that perspective?
Because being a step parent is hard.
Yes, it is.
And when you make a choice to be with someone and they have children, you knowingly accept those children and you make a choice to love them as your own. So
Yes.
when that feeling is not reciprocated, it hurts,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
It's also when that family does not want to blend and you're a person who needs harmony and balance in your life.
Yeah.
It can be disruptive to your spirit.
Yes.
So that was one of those. That was one of the things that I was dealing with as well. But
Mm,
also, a lot of the times, there's a lot of weight that's placed on the step parent.
yes, it is.
And you, for whatever reason, step parents are the ones that are chosen to keep the family together. So
Mm-hmm.
you endure a lot of times, and not every situation is the same, but
Mm-hmm.
you can experience disrespect from the children, from the other
Mm-hmm.
parents, or the other family.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many. It's a complicated, complex
Yes, it
situation.
is.
It's exhausting. It's exhausting. So no one says thank you to the step parent. Thank you for stepping up, stepping in, and loving my child the way you do. And so I wanted to shout out all the step parents and say, "Look, I see you.
Go
I
ahead, girl.
know the journey that you're
Thank you.
on. It's hard work, and you may not be perfect at it, but guess what? You're doing it. Somebody else is not. You're trying."
Mm-hmm. Amen, girl. I appreciated that portion of the book. I really did. Now, one of my favorite lines in the book is, I wasn't broken. I was buried. Healing was the excavation. I think I'm saying that right. I know what it means, but
Mm-hmm.
I get tongue twisted. Can you unpack that statement for us?
Yeah. So I was broken at first, but then I got buried, right? Because of
Mm-hmm.
all the emotion, I think all those things that were placed upon me. I was literally drowning and buried in just residual emotions, trauma, everything from that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And when I healed, the day I realized the sky was bright again, I could see color. To me, that was like my excavation, realizing like my own worth,
Yes.
not needing someone else for validation, not needing someone else to tell me you are good enough, not needing someone to tell me in the morning you look good, you're pretty. I know that already. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, or you're smart, like I know that I'm smart, but I don't need anyone to direct my path.
Mm-hmm.
I can write my own path
Amen,
on my
girlfriend.
own. I can create my own table. I don't need to sit at yours, So those are the things that excavating means.
Yes.
Rediscovery, all
Yes.
things. Yep.
That was one of my favorite lines of the book. So if y'all see me quote that, I stole it from Trish. Okay. Um, Now, who do you hope reads this book, and what do you hope happens in their life after they finish the last page?
Ooh, wow, Jackie. I want every woman to read this book, whether she's been
Yes.
through heartbreak or not. I think there's
Hmm.
some valuable lessons and some gems in the book. I want men to read it because I know of at least two single fathers that are holding it down on their own, who could benefit from the stories that are in this story. And shout out to them because they're doing an amazing job as well. So this is not
Amen.
just to single out the women, but I know, a couple of single fathers that could benefit from this book. But also, I want the women who are holding it down at home, the women who are cooking, who are cleaning, who are doing the grocery shopping, who are going to work and coming home and raising the kids and being a wife. And no
Yeah.
one's asking her if she's okay. Do you need any
Yes.
help? Do you need anything? I want her to read this book.
Yes.
What I want them to walk away from this book with is just knowing that this is just a chapter in your story. You can write the rest of the book.
Amen. You got
Not
dominion.
the end. This is not the end.
Amen. Yes. Girl, that was a good answer. That was a great answer. Okay. So today we are launching Prime Days here at Listen Linda. And people are filling their carts with products they'll enjoy for a season. Your book offers
I think you froze on me, Jackie.
After they finish reading Erased in My Home?
I didn't hear your question. It was frozen on my side.
What do you think readers will carry with them long after they finish reading Erased in My Home?
I think this book will give them chills when they
Mm,
read it. I think they're going to be
it
riding
will.
the emotional roller coaster that I was on. I think so many people have told me they were emotionally invested in the journey.
I was.
So when they leave the book, I think they're going to be great, like knowing we were okay.
Yes.
We were okay.
Yes, girlfriend. You better tell them. I just love Trish. Thank you so much, Trish, for sharing your story, your courage, and your heart with us today. Friends, if you're moved by anything that you've heard, be sure to grab your copy today of Erased in My Home during Amazon Prime Days. If you're watching on Amazon, the link is either below on this side or that side. Okay. If you are watching on Facebook or any of the other streams, you can see her book here, and the link is on my page to go and purchase right now. Just go to Amazon and look up Erased in My Home. Remember, healing is possible. Your voice matters, and your story is not over. You can catch Trish Lacy with her new podcast coming out,
Yeah.
unErased, the first Sunday of July, July 5th, right on the Listen Linda Network, Listen Linda Media Network, streaming in 88 countries on all platforms. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you at our next Amazon Prime Days Spotlight with Dr. Velma Bagby. Love you all like Christ loved the church, and we are out. Peace.
You're the one who's meant to walk in greatness.